Today we're talking about another budget-friendly way to fill your garden, bare root plants. I found that planting these ahead of time gives me a much higher success rate, so I want to walk you through that process today. I'll also show you the ones I picked up for this year, plus I'll show you some dahlia tubers I picked up as well. Bare root plants simply come with no soil around their roots, so this makes them more affordable and easier to ship. While they might look a little sad at first, they come to life once you put them in a pot, give them some light and some warmth, or even if you do stick them directly in the ground. So I think one of the reasons I'm having a better success rate starting them ahead indoors is simply because I can see the plant I'm planting, so it's a lot easier to keep track of. When you take your bare root plants and then just plant them directly in the garden, it can be easy for them to get lost depending on how quickly they grow. When they're a slow grower, often I'll forget about them and maybe even plant something on top of them, be digging them up. Or if we have a dry spell, it's hard for me to remember where I planted them to water them. Whereas when I start them indoors and I have an actual plant, I can see it's much easier. So I've been having a great success rate, pretty much 100% since I've started doing this. Growing from bare root is a great way to save money on plants. Let me just give you an example. I have 5 hostas in here I got for $12.99. If I were to buy these individually, they're going to be at least $12 each. So it's a great way to just increase your stock to have a ton of hostas. So here's what I do. If the roots are dry, I soak them for a few hours. And if the roots are extra long, especially sometimes this happens with hostas, don't be afraid to give it a good root prune. It's going to be so much easier to plant and it actually likes it. Then it grows new roots. And you just want to use a good quality potting mix that drains well. And you want to keep the potting mix moist, but not over soaked because you don't want your roots to rot. If you have a sunny window, that will work just fine, but if you have LED lights like I do, that works wonderful as well. So let's start with the Clematis. I got these bags from BJ's. BJ's is now carrying Longfield Gardens bags, which I used to always have to get these at Costco, so I'm very excited now I have a second place to get these. So there's 3 Clematis, the President in here, and then I also got a couple at Walmart. These Jubilee and Jackman 2. These are all new to my garden, so I'm excited to add them to the Clematis collection I have going already. I got 2 Christmas ferns at Walmart. I got 2 packs of these begonias. I thought they would look pretty in window boxes. I got these bleeding hearts. I always wanted white bleeding hearts, but I'm always too cheap when I see them at the nursery, so bare root was perfect. I got a couple different hostas. I got 5 of these Francis Williams. They're really big leaved, as well as this Big Daddy, because I could use some hostas that are big leaved, because mostly what I have is medium and small. And some new dahlias to me. This I was really excited because I've wanted the Labyrinth dahlia, and there's one named Tyrell that I've also never grown. And I love orange dahlias with lilac, so this was perfect. Lilac Thyme and Prince of Orange. Dahlias are great for late season color. I used to dig my dahlias up and replant them every year, and it's just such a bummer. But I found that if I leave them in the ground, most of them do come back for me. I'm in zone 7. We did have kind of a cold winter, so this is kind of a good insurance policy to plant some more out if I did lose some. No big deal. And another dahlia I got. This looked like a fun pollinator one that the bees will love because they can get right into that pollen. Kelsey Annie Joy. And I got this collection at Walmart. It has, okay, so there's 7 bulbs in here. 1 elephant ear Hawaiian punch, 1 elephant ear diamond head, 3 caladium blaze, and 2 hosta fire and ice. So if you are starting bare root plants or dahlia tubers inside, just make sure before you put them directly outside, you do give them that period of hardening off. I love to do this in my unheated greenhouse. You can do it in a cold frame, or you could just take them out for a few hours at a time for a week or so until they get used to being outside. Okay, so I wanted to show you, these are the hostas I got that came from the Better Homes and Gardens and the Longfield hostas. The difference, they're plump. I didn't even have to soak them. They are gigantic. And the same thing I encountered with the Clematis. So here's the Clematis that I got from Walmart. I mean, it is a pretty one. I still would have bought it, even though the Longfield ones are just so impressive. The ones I got from here, they have huge roots. They're so much further along. I'm so excited about these. So just so you know, that is such a good company. It's not sponsored. I just really love the company. And I've ordered from their website before. So if you don't have a BJ's or a Costco, even if you order from their website, they have really good stuff. Well, thanks for joining me today and happy gardening.